Hey Taurus, welcome to the channel. Thank you for your patience and thank you for being here. This is going to be an energy check-in for love truths. In a lot of my personal readings, I have been picking up a lot of confusion between partners, situationships, relationships, confusion, a lack of communication. So let's see what's going on for you, Taurus. Chiron has just moved into Taurus on June 19th after a 7-year cycle in Aries. And how this will be manifesting for you, Taurus, especially if you are born between 76 and 84. You will have a Chiron placement in Taurus, and there's a card of Taurus that just flipped over. And you might be experiencing challenges with physicality, with your sense of security, with your sense of stability. So let's see what's going on in the love department specifically, Taurus. We can do a Chiron reading another time or separately. I will look at that. Okay, Spirit, please and thank you for Taurus, messages of guidance and love and light. Negative energy must leave the space now. For the Taurus collective, Sun and strong placements, what can you tell us? What can you tell us about the energy of love? Any truths they need to know? Any guidance they need to know? And remember, Taurus, this doesn't have to be romantic love. It can be family, any relationship where the energy of love is present. So take it how it resonates. Strongest messages are always going to come through for a collective reading. So if it's not your story, don't make it your story. I am doing personal readings as well. So if you'd like a personal reading, please check out my details in the description box. Okay, my beautiful Taurians. Let's see what is going on for you. For love. We are in Cancer season as well, Taurus. So the theme of relationships, nurturing the home, is quite prevalent in Cancer season. And you have a card of Cancer here. So let's look at what's on the table here for you, Taurus. King of Cups, it looks like there is a lot of emotion going on beneath the surface that you are managing, Taurus. King of Cups is a card of Scorpio. It is an evolved king energy, an evolved masculine energy, an energy that is able to manage or balance their emotions. A lot of feeling, a lot of emotions, a lot of heart space activity, but not allowing that to override you. I do feel like for some of you, you want to move very quickly into a relationship, and then you go back and forth between thinking about whether this is something that you want or whether you just need to pause for the moment. There's something you've also been waiting for, Taurus. I feel like there's a waiting here. It could be a waiting for someone that you are interested in to approach, to initiate communication, to make some sort of move. But it feels like you are tired of being the chaser, or tired of being the one that is always reconciling or fixing a situation, or being the one to reach out first. So you are managing your emotions in that way, Taurus. Moving forward very quickly, the Chariot card of Cancer in Cancer season, major arcana. This is about harnessing your mind and your willpower to move forward in a very positive direction. It feels like you are leaving a lot of things behind, Taurus, right now. It might feel like there's an intolerance towards certain relationships, towards certain situations or people. You could be feeling a little bit of hermit energy, not really wanting, to go back to old cycles. And that's what I feel that you're moving away from. But there is a tug of war, and this doesn't happen overnight, Taurus. So the healing journey is not a linear timeline. And that's something I always have to remind myself about and not beat myself up about either, because you feel like you move forward on one hand, and then on the other hand, it feels like you go back to missing or go back to old cycles or old loops, old people, not old people as in age, but as in old relationships and old connections, waiting for something to change. So there is this back and forth between, I feel like for some of you, you're trying to get over a very potent, strong, emotionally charged connection, emotionally charged but complicated connection. You're moving forward from that. I think there is a release happening here, but at the same time, there are moments, Taurus, where you find yourself in regret or missing or thinking about the what if, but knowing that whatever you've done in the past isn't something that is working anymore. What I love about this next energy is that it's your energy, Taurus, the Empress, divine feminine, the four queens in one, the card of abundance, the card of fertility, the card of surrender, vulnerability, of receiving as well. It is a feminine energy. You don't have to be a feminine embodiment to recognize this energy, but this is about being willing to receive or being open to receive. For some of you, you might have been the one that has always been giving and not receiving anything in return. And there is a balance coming in for you now. There is a stoicness, there is a steadfastness, there is a decision, I feel, that's been made, that you will no longer settle for anything that doesn't reciprocate your energy. In fact, there's an energy of boredom with that, Taurus. There's an energy of like the eye roll, the proverbial eye roll, and the literal eye roll when you get energy that is not, or that is wishy-washy, and that isn't grounded, and that isn't committed, and that isn't serious about moving forward with you, moving forward with intention. I think it's the intention that's lacking. There's someone here that keeps using the same MO and the same kind of tricks in the book to try and bait you or lure you in, but I don't feel like this is working anymore. You're tired of the old, Taurus. You're tired of struggling in relationship. You're tired of overgiving. You're tired of overcompensating. But this is a beautiful space to be in because you've integrated lessons here. There are lessons that have been learned, and there are cycles that are closing because you have learned these lessons. So it's a new sense of self-worth. It's a new sense of knowing what you deserve and not settling for anything less than that. For some of you, financially as well, and for creatively and financially, I do see a flow of abundance coming in. I do see a flow of ideas. And it's also because of this energy of self-worth, your identity in the world, your purpose in the world, and your sensuality in the world. Taurus, you are a very sensual sign inherently. And I feel like you're starting to tap into this again. There could be a few of you that have been body shaming yourself as well, or not entirely satisfied with your body or your health at the moment, but you are actively working on doing something to improve that. Beautiful energy, Taurus. There is definitely something coming in for you. I want to see what it is, but there's definitely something coming in. And it's interesting, the moment we decide that we don't necessarily want that or need that, and we don't want to settle, the universe knows exactly what to bring in. At the bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords. So someone is also observing you here, Taurus, not taking any action, but definitely observing what you are up to, curious about what you are about. The Lovers behind that. I just want to see what else is going on here. So what else is going on here for Taurus Spirit? What do they need to know about the situation? What is the outcome? Any further messages of advice? King of Pentacles flipped out in the shuffle, which is your energy, Taurus. Again, it's stability, it's grounding, and that's also what you are seeking in relationships, a sense of stability, the sense of feeling safe. And that is what allows us to be vulnerable. That is what allows us to be open to receive and to surrender, because you're not going to surrender into a space that feels threatening. And your nervous system will tell you right away whether this is a safe space or whether this is, something to be wary of. So stability and security in relationship and in love as well is also very, very important to you, Taurus. Okay, what else is going on for Taurus? Capricorn energy. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn, but the energy is practical. The energy is goal-oriented. So again, thinking not so much from, an emotional space or allowing your emotions to take over. Sorry, Taurus. I had like 3 hours sleep last night, and it seems to have affected my ability to speak. It's a grounded energy. Again, Capricorn energy, earth energy is stability, it's security, it's pragmatic, it's being able to step or ground into your own body and ground into your own goals and focus on your own goals. I think for a long time, what you may have been doing is focusing on how to improve yourself, not for you, but for other people. Pleasing other people or wanting to fit into the mold of what you think they might want. And that has not worked. So the seeds that you've been trying to plant, that hasn't come to fruition because the alignment wasn't there with yourself, Taurus, and what you truly wanted. So this is an amazing card to get with the Empress as well. That indicates to me that you are focusing on what it is that you require and you need in a relationship and putting yourself first for a change. You could also be dealing with a Capricorn. So we've got Scorpio, Cancer, Taurus, and Capricorn on the table. Again, wow, King of Cups. That's a confirmation energy. Thank you, Spirit. So you could definitely be dealing with a Scorpio energy. Water, emotion again, emotional stability. What you are working on again, and I'm getting nervous system again for some reason, because when you allowed your emotions to maybe lead with action and lead with decisions, that was creating a disarray and disconnect in your nervous system because that wasn't always aligned with what you wanted. And it wasn't always aligned with what was, good for you in that moment. And so it created a lot of anxiety, I'm feeling for some of you, anxiety and uncertainty. So it's not about avoiding emotion or ignoring emotion, but rather, Taurus, not allowing emotion to take the lead completely over head and over gut when making decisions and when moving forward. This is a level of emotional maturity, Taurus. and a level of inner peace that you are getting to, and that you've realized is more important to you than having a relationship. You'd rather have no love, no relationship, than be in a connection where you feel emotionally unstable or unsafe. Definitely could be dealing with a Scorpio here. And for some of you, I'm also getting Sagittarius or Sagittarius with strong Scorpio placements. Maybe Venus in Scorpio. What else for Taurus here? Reciprocity, exactly. And that's what I was talking about with the Empress. This is about equal give and take. This isn't anymore about, giving and not getting anything back. There has to be an equal give and take on both sides. And that is not just material, it's emotional support, it's clarity, it's communication, it's showing up for each other in an equal way where there is balance. Sixes are about balance, and in a material sense as well, Taurus. And that is really important to you right now. And that is also what creates a sense of safety. Because if you are overgiving to a person and not receiving back, that is also going to create the energy of resentment and feed into that emotional instability or the feeling of being unsafe. So, reciprocity for you, Taurus, is the name of the game right now. And I do feel that there is a connection coming in that is going to be able to provide this for you. Clarity, Taurus, it's all about clarity. You finally gotten to this point of recognition and realization of the cycles that may have been repeating, of the lessons in relationships that keep coming back again. But when you come back to it now, you have new insight into what went wrong before, new insight into how your motivation drives the behavior that affects the relationship. So this is a new beginning, a new start, a new platform for mental clarity that a lot of you have gotten to, Taurus, which is absolutely beautiful. Because from this space, we then create beautiful relationships. Swords energy is also about communication, and communication is extremely important to you, Taurus. So none of this blocking or ghosting or vanishing or disappearing is going to draw you in anymore. There was a time where that would cause you to maybe mentally spiral and try and figure out what it was that you did wrong for someone to disappear or for someone not to be clear with you or not to communicate. And again, that was where the overcompensating was coming from, because you were trying in a way to validate, your own sense of worth through another person. And that is changing, Taurus, which is absolutely beautiful. I love this energy for you. And if this resonated, please leave a comment. I love to read your comments. And if you'd like a personal reading, again, my details are in the description box below. Sending you so much love, Taurus. Until next time.